Well, hi, this is Mark Holland from NLPmindcoach.com. Today, it's about your negative thinking. Every day you have thousands of thoughts running through your mind. Running this way, and they're all around us. And we have this internal voice. This internal voice, you can do it. The internal voice. This voice is inside our head. There are several things that are stealing your dreams. And they are procrastination, fear, and self-doubt. These things need to be eradicated. And how do we do that? We've got to identify what the inner voice is saying. Interpret, start identifying which inner voice you're actually listening to. Which inner voice do you listen to? We have one that's really negative and looks at all the things that will go wrong and thinking about and focusing on fear and rejection and leave it till tomorrow and yeah, it'll be okay, don't worry about it now. Have you heard some of those? Or you could have on the other side, you've got this, you can do it. You have what it takes. Get some help. Learn something new. Find out that next step. Do whatever it takes. You can do it. Believe in yourself. Achieve what you have dreamed about achieving. Have you heard that one? Sometimes that one will be a little bit softer than the one that is, you can't do that. You aren't big enough, you aren't tall enough, you aren't small enough, you aren't pretty enough. Whatever it is that you can't or you aren't, have you heard that voice? Well, that voice you need to squish. You need to start to ignore. You need to tell that internal voice to shut up. Turn it off. Turn it down. How do we do this? Well, it's quite easy to do. What you need to do is first identify that internal voice that is negative. That one that is telling you all the stuff that is not true. You see, there's so much that our internal critic is saying, or that whinging, whining, negative internal voice, that will never and could never ever happen. We're focusing on what could go wrong. Imagine for a moment you started to focus on what could go right. All the things that you could achieve. All the dreams that you could make happen. If you can dream it, you can achieve it. Have you ever had this dream? That dream that's sort of been there when you were a child or many moons ago before all the marriage, mortgage, kids, debt, in a job that you may not like. Whatever it is that you may be stuck in right now, it's not where your future is going. The past has happened and there are many ways to change the past. You can't change the memory, you can change the meaning. Change the meaning. When emotion is attached to something, we attach emotion to everything, and that emotion is either negative or positive. So what is your main driver inside your psychology? Is it really, really negative? Or is it really, really positive? You can do it. See, these two are fighting. They're at war, they're waging war inside your mind. And the idea is for you to start to take action and change and turn up the one that's positive and you can do it and go after what you want to do and stifle and turn down that internal critic that says, you can't do it, you're not good enough, it's impossible. When we identify this negative voice, sometimes it could be someone you may have known or someone in your voice, someone that has barked negative things at you all your life. See, it's time to stifle this. It's time to reduce it down, turn it down. Firstly, you need to identify where it is, whereabouts inside your mind. It's in your imagination, so we're just identifying how we do this, how you create the negative thought, where it's coming from. So once we can identify it, you identify how loud it is on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being really loud, and 0 being very quiet. You'll probably find most of your negative thinking will be around 8, 9 or 10. And we don't want that. We want to turn that down to about a 2, 1, 9. So that procrastination can stop. Instead of saying, I'll leave it to tomorrow, you can wait. You can do it tomorrow, or just put it off. You know, I was reading a post the other day about someone who wasn't quite motivated to go to the gym. You know, they had a big day and they just wanted to sit on the couch and watch TV. And they were basically asking, what should I do? And there were different comments, all these different opinions, and it was interesting to see, you know, the people that was like, oh yeah, put it off, leave it for another day, and then there's other people like, no, you can do it, go out and do it, imagine what you feel like, you know, think about your healthy body, think about how good you'll feel after it. There was all these different focuses, you know, there are all these different internal dialogues that people follow, people will listen to. So you've got to be aware of what internal voice you're listening to. Is it always the negative? Or is it the powerful positive? And you have the choice to decide which one you listen to the most. And you know, sometimes we have that internal knowing, that internal voice. So we have our mind voice, which sometimes can be the negative. And then we've got our heart voice, which is that still voice, that still small voice inside us that's pushing us on, that's trying to moving us closer towards achieving our dreams, achieving our goals, doing what you're meant to do. You may have fallen short of what you're supposed to do right now. Today is your day to start moving towards that dream, that goal, that sense of achievement, that outcome that you've always wanted to do. Take action today, do something about it. Now, how do you get rid of this or turn down this internal dialogue? Well, we've identified how loud it is. Now, once you've identified how loud it is, you know that remote control on your TV where you turn down the volume? Imagine you had your own remote control for that negative voice, that internal remote control. And I want you to turn that remote control down. I want you to press that button. Even imagine muting it. The talking, it stops. Imagine being able to mute your internal negative voice. Hitting the mute button. Very, very powerful. Now, once you've identified that internal voice and how loud it is, now you're turning it down. Okay? And now that it's turned down, what do you notice? What have you noticed? Has it started to go down? Now what I want you to do is slightly move it. I want you to move that voice behind you. Imagine getting that voice and moving it behind you like 500 meters. 500 meters behind you. So there's that voice, 500 meters behind you. What do you notice? What do you notice about your emotions? See, what happens is our emotions start to drop. That internal emotion. See, emotion is an emotion and it's moving, and the more intense it becomes, the faster it spins inside our body. And so when we start to change that internal representation of how we're creating this, how our mind is creating it, we can then notice how we can begin to control it. Well, this is Mark Holland, NLP Mind Coach, Mark the Mind Coach. If you are interested in finding out more information, visit nlpmindcoach.com. You deserve the life you have and achieve exactly what you deserve. Building an income stream that floods into your life, into your family, into your own business. And this channel is all about revealing to you the tips, tools and techniques to create change in your psychology so that you can begin to achieve more of what you want in your life. Leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, and remember to tell your friends and share this video with your friends. I think you should do the video later. When would now be a good time to do what it is that you need to do? Go and do it. Make some progress and take action now. You have what you've got what you've